About Rastelli's and Egg Harbor, they're actually under the same company. So what's so fun is that Brittany Rastelli handles kind of all the fish and seafood, and then Ray Rastelli, who is really America's butcher, has a wonderful son named Ray Rastelli III, and he is married to Brittany. So it's a husband and wife kind of a wonderful marriage and coming together in this show of Surf and Turf, and so it's a perfect combination. Hello, Brittany and Ray, how are you?
Hi, Mary Beth. We're great. How are you?
Good. Hey, do you guys really like to cook together or not really?
We do. We have been doing this actually for 10 years now, officially 10 years married, actually just this past month. But we do. We love, food really brings our family together, as it does, I think, most Americans. But growing up Italian, we just grew up around the dinner table having great products like you're going to see tonight.
Great products. We're going to kick it off with like top of the line, best of the best. And typically when I hear sliders, I think of something cheap and not very good. This is like the opposite end because this is Wagyu beef, Kobe-style beef sliders. Here's the thing. I want to let everyone know you get 24 of these. They're 2 ounces each, so it's great portion control as well, too. But you get 20 of these for $76.36. They're on 4 payments of $19.09. Free shipping and handling. And say that once again, only a couple hundred sets to go around. And I will tell you, this all goes back to the Wagyu beef. You have to explain that first, Ray.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, you're used to having Rastelli products. You typically have our Black Angus beef, which is an exceptional beef by itself. But this is even a step beyond that. This is all Wagyu beef from the Ohio River Valley of Ohio. We actually brought this beef over to the United States from Japan in the 1970s. So to give you an idea how limited this is, in the United States, there are over 30 million beef cattle raised for beef. There are only 5,000 of these these Wagyu beef cattle. So very limited. And they're so limited because of the care and the time that takes to go into raising them. They're actually grain fed for a 400-day period compared to traditional cattle that are only grain fed for about 150 days. So it all starts with the right beef, where it comes from, and obviously the care of which we take care of these animals.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, it goes into where they live, what they eat, things like that, the longevity of the meat, and that really goes back to the marbling that's in these. So tell me about the taste. How would you describe the taste of these?
Absolutely. So if I could bring you over to the raw meat first, you see 2 large pieces of meat sitting here. We start with Wagyu beef short rib, right? And then Wagyu beef chuck. We take both of those 2 incredible tender muscles together and grind that into a beautiful textured, lean, about 80% lean ground Wagyu beef, right? The short rib is going to give you that rich, buttery, moist flavor. And the chuck is going to deliver that tenderness, so it bites like you're eating a steak. And that's what makes these burgers so exceptional. Yeah. If you've ever gone into a high-end steakhouse, and we often visit a lot of them because many of them are customers of ours, this is the burger that you see on the menu, typically listed as market price, because they, quite frankly, don't want to tell you how expensive it is, right? So today you're getting 24 of these. They're 2 ounces in size, but don't let that fool you. These are large patties, right? You're going to get 2 of them in each individual vacuum package, so you're going to get 12 packages of these 2-ounce sliders.
Brittany, you're eating them. Tell me about what you're experiencing as you eat these.
I was actually just thinking that next time we do this, you have to come here so you can eat with us because
I want to.
This is something that we cook all the time, and I'm so used to it, but I still don't forget how flavorful they are. This is the kind of burger where if you love your toppings, you don't need them. You really don't have to put the cheese, the ketchup, the mustard, the onion on it. There's so much flavor in the Wagyu. And a lot of times I use it and I completely skip the bun. I'll do like a quick salad topper with these.
Great for
We'll grind it up and we'll make chili before we even cook them. They cook so fast and they're so simple. This is one of those items, Ray and I really try to choose a lot of items that are great for entertaining and that are great for families and that they're great for single households as well, just because we love them to be versatile. So this is something that we do a lot during the week. with dance and football and hockey and all the activities that we now have.
With your kids and all. Absolutely. It's simple
Right.
and easy. Here's one thing I want to just mention, and I think this is super important. These are actually high in omega-3 fatty acids, which is something we all need to get. And typically we have to eat salmon to get them. Now we'll have the salmon coming up later, but who would imagine you would get that from beef? The other thing that it doesn't have is there's no growth hormones and no antibiotics. And so there's really something to be said for what's in the meat and what's not in the meat. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love these. And I will tell you something, we only have 180 sets to go around. That's not many. And being that you're watching QVC2, feel free to call us at our QVC2 phone number, 1-800-500-7590. You can get in, place your order, whether it's your first order or your 50th order, it doesn't matter. But you want to get in and order these. They'll ship out to you. They'll arrive frozen. And what should we do, Ray, when we get them home? I imagine put them right in the freezer because we're getting 24 of them.
Absolutely. Put them right in the freezer. They're also individually quick frozen. So while there's two in a package, they're going to come right apart. It's incredibly easy and versatile, right? But we highly recommend you cook these from frozen. They are going to cook so fast. They're so moist and so tender. I mean, we've cooked, I think, 8 patties here while we're on air, just literally in 2 to 3 minutes. So
they're finished.
They cook really quickly. What Brittany actually laid out here for you is a really great way to experience them. Kind of lay out like what we call a fixins bar, where you have different types of cheeses and all your kind of, tomatoes and onions and lettuce and things like that, and allow your guests to, make it themselves, not make the burger, cook the burger for them, but allow them to dress it themselves and, have a little fun with it for sure.
I love that idea.
And the 2-ounce portion, it allows, if you are cooking multiple things on the grill, it allows everybody to have multiple things. They're not stuck with a giant burger.
Right.
I mean, if that's the only thing that you're serving, that's great. But with these 2-ounce ones, it allows us to throw on some salmon and throw on the round dogs. And then we have a nice little versatile grill option. And the condiment platter goes with everything.
Right.
I can tell you, last Sunday night, 2 nights ago, when there was a big game, as you'll know, and I'm a big, huge football fan, we actually had Rastelli burgers. And most people are like, wings, pizza, whatever. I was like, no, we're having Rastelli burgers. And they were so, so, so good. But here's the other part that I think is such an interesting thing, and it's called smash burger technology. And we're going to show a little videotape, and I want you to explain what this is all about.
Absolutely. So we got so hung up on the fact that these are Wagyu beef, we forgot to tell you about the process. So what you're seeing here is how we grind all that beautiful chuck and short rib together, but then we take it and we smash it. We call it a smash burger technology because you can see how loose knit the burger was. Yeah. That is like you getting the beef at home, grinding these two materials of short rib and chuck together, which would take you a lot of time, right? In a Cuisinart grinder or something along those lines that you'd have to have at your house as well. But we've done all that work for you. But imagine if you take that meat at home. A lot of people like to make their own burgers and smash it down by hand because they want that kind of loose knit texture that allows it to cook faster, number one, but also be a lot more juicy. That's what we're doing for you. We're not pressing these out with some patty press that forces meat into a pocket like you would buy at the grocery store. These are like you making them by hand. It's just we've taken out that hour's worth of work for you to take short rib and chuck and not to mention Wagyu beef and put that all together and ultimately have this experience. So just a great way to have an America's favorite classic, but also these are large patties. So they're 2 ounces. If you are traditionally used to going to like a fast food restaurant, these patties are going to be larger still than those. So that gives you an idea of how big these are. They're not small. Right. I don't want you to get disappointed.
Well, and I was going to ask Brittany. Now, Brittany, are those regular hamburger buns or are those slider buns?
No, these are regular, just standard hamburger buns.
And that means a big difference because slider buns are like this big. I mean, they're not very big.
Exactly.
That's a regular hamburger bun, and you don't have to say, where's the beef? I mean, you can really see where it is. Here's the other thing. We were talking about cooking them from frozen. And what I notice is that there's minimal shrinkage. And in fact, that whole, what we were calling smash technology that has more of an open weave to them allows them to cook faster but not shrink and still be so juicy. I mean, literally, you almost have to wear a bib when you eat Rastelli burgers.
I'm so glad that you said that, and you're absolutely right. When it's making that through that smash burger technology, it actually allows the burger to plump, because instead of cooking with the heat going around the burger, it's actually cooking from the inside out. So that heat that you're getting from the grill, as you can see it cooking in front of us, is going up through the burger, cooking it in about half the time, but also because it's cooking faster, it's not shrinking it down, right? Traditional burger, you get a 5-ounce burger from the grocery store, you'll be lucky if it's 2.5 to 3 ounces when it's done.
Right.
These are going to start as 2 ounces, and they're going to be 1.8 ounces by the time they're done being cooked. So it goes really fast, and they really do not shrink. They actually plump up.
So you told Mary Beth a little bit earlier about one of my favorite statistics of the 30 million cattle, and only 5,000 of them are Wagyu, just to give you an idea.
Right.
But what you didn't mention was the feeding process that makes these so tender and so incredibly flavorful. There's a 400-day feeding process, but normally it's only
about 140 to 150 days. So you get the sense they're actually these animals are grazing out in the pastures, no steroids, no hormones, no antibiotics, right? First and foremost, but then they're eating grain for a 400-day period. That grain is what's giving this beautiful marbling, or meat candy, as my father likes to call it, kind of running throughout that beef.
Yeah, and again, high in omega-3s. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think that's what really is amazing. Okay, so we have a picture, I believe, of some kids making these or eating these. Would these happen to be your kids, or is someone else's kids?
That is our son and our godson, and that is Chef Rick. He works here. So in the summertime, the kids will come and actually do tastings. So that was the day that they were making the burgers to get ready to do the Wagyu tastings.
How about that?
There was a whole bunch of them here that day.
Yeah, I think we had about 10 of them
10
here
of them
that
were
day.
here that
and
day.
Chef Rick is actually the one behind the scenes that's helping us to kind of craft these different blends, right? Whether we do our short rib burger or our chuck burger. This one happens to be a blend of both, and Wagyu beef at that. So this is absolutely the best burger that we make, whether it's this Wagyu 2-ounce slider or 5.5-ounce Wagyu burger.
You
really cannot get any better than this. It's burgers that are served in the most finest steakhouses in the world, including the 7-star steakhouse that we still provide. Absolutely.
I just need to remind you, we started with closer to 200. We have, more than, 250 we started with. And by the way, we have fewer than 140 sets left. You're getting 24 burgers for $76.36. You're getting top of the line. I mean, like, literally, this is the kind of beef that you don't find unless you go to a 5-star restaurant, steakhouse. And then, like we said, if it says Wagyu beef, you might as well figure it's going to be close to 3 figures or 3 figures and more. So when you're getting 24 of these and getting them for around $75, $76, it's a great price. You've got the perfect blend that Rastelli's is known for, and they have been in business for more than 40 years. But here's the other thing, too, that we hear a lot of times, well, don't eat too much beef, etc., blah, blah, blah. If you're going to eat beef, and I am from the Midwest, so I am a beef eater, I'm a meat eater. And the fact is, though, is if I'm going to eat beef, I want really good beef. Because I'm not eating it every day, but I bet we easily at our house eat it at least 2 times a week, if not more. And I love the fact that these are excellent quality, but also the size. That 2-ounce size is still a great burger. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes the big burgers, 5, 6 ounces, whatever, they're too big. It's like I always feel like, they were just too much for me. That's why I think this is so incredible to get these and get this size and get this price and get it on the easy pay. And they're going to come to you frozen. All you have to do is stick them in your freezer. Don't even thaw them out. When you're going to cook them, take a package out or 2 or 3 and cook them from frozen. They will cook fast, they will cook easily, and they plump up and they don't shrink. So it's really an amazing burger. Tell me that again. Okay, now 125 sets to go around. We've got 2 minutes, and then we're going to move on to some other things. There's nothing else in the show in this 1 hour that has the Wagyu beef guaranteed. There's